Hey everyone, it's Tom. It's FANzine Live. Sorry I've been away for so long. I cannot tell you how crazy this summer has been. Everything on the home front, everything on the school front, the extracurriculars, the travel, it's just been nutty. But we are here to celebrate one of the things I have been able to get done this summer, and that is finishing up Strange Times number 7 from Phoenix Productions. You can see this is a not for resale proof edition. It is close enough to the real deal, and copies are out on the street, so you can see exactly what we're talking about here. Starting off with, well, let's start with the back. American Gothic. That is the theme of this particular issue. It is a multi-contributor anthology. Starting with a cover, Matt Feazell doing American Gothic, his own version, of course, with his classic stick figure characters. This was something that he actually was selling as a postcard at Space 2026 in Columbus, Ohio, before I had settled on what a cover was going to be for this book. And when I saw it, I said, Matt, can I just use your image for the cover? It's perfect for what I want to do. He's, of course, a generous guy. And he said, yes. American Gothic Revisited. That's the name of the book. And the reason I went with this is that American Gothic is one of those pieces of art that has, well, it's stuck with me for years. It has so much to say in just the single image. You can read all sorts of motivations and ideas into it. And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to take this portrait of what really was Depression era, pre-Depression era America and transport it into the modern age. And let's see what happens when you take the basic forms and ideas and do modern translations. So what I did was I asked everybody who I invited to work on this, take whatever approach you want, recreate the original in your style, use the image to reflect an aspect of our times from your personal perspective. You can be serious, be funny, draw it, collage it, take a photo. It's your take on American Gothic, just done in 2026. I think that together with a large handful of similar pieces, it'll present an amazing creative mosaic all through the lens of this singular painting. We have a ton of great contributors. We have new contributors that you may not have ever seen before. You've got contributors that you may have known for decades, literally decades, like Matt Feazell. You've got people of all different stripes as far as their artistic inclinations and styles and the like. It's a one, I tried to say here, an amazing creative mosaic. That's where I think we got with this. Tons of contributors. I first took a piece out of the Art Institute of Chicago's website, just simply to talk about what American Gothic is, by Grant Wood. It's a 1930 piece. It just has so much to say. The process was everybody got one page to offer up their image, and then we did one page either to let people describe themselves, promote their books, whatever. So I basically gave them the page to do this, and I also put contact information in as well so people could see what's available. Alan Freeman, the legendary Alan Freeman from Slam Bang, who we've looked at a few times. I love the freaked out eyes, the storm clouds gathering. I mean, if that's not 2026, I don't know what is. Bob Corby, he's got a thing about AI, and I can't say I blame him, but he has decided to let AI take over American Gothic. Brandon Hicks, an artist who I did a review on one of his pieces, I want to say from the Conundrum 30 program that Conundrum Press up in Canada did. He is a Canadian, so this is a Canadian view of American Gothic, and I think it's great. Brad Foster, of course, the legend, doing his version of Aliens and Robots. Dale Martin from Memphis, who has been part of that Memphis Cartooning Association, and also the person behind Arm & Hammer, whom I have enjoyed, and I've known Dale for a while. He did a version talking about the No Kings approach. Doc Hoffman, the kind of funny horror writer. Doug Chappell, the action geek. Love the kind of cyberpunk type look. Anna Lavagnino, and I probably pronounced that wrong, but I'm giving it a try. She's just gotten started in comics. She's been doing stuff with her cartoon characters about being a CPA. perhaps the most evocative piece, Marina Variadaki from Athens, Greece. This is the neat part of when you start doing stuff with world zines and you start learning about stuff from overseas. This is an amazing piece. Fernando Palenzuela. Melanie Strangemoon. Look at the line work there. I will point out, Melanie says, you got an interesting project or commission you want done, consider hiring me. John Muller, doing aliens. Lever Mortis from London decided to go totally off the reservation and said you can't get a more American Gothic than the memorial of Johnny Ramone, which can be found in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery in LA. I love it. Joe Sikoriak, very classy looking piece here, but very powerful. He nailed the look. He nailed the American Gothic, as did Keith Newsom. The man loves his zombies, he loves his horror, and he did it right. Matt Levin, Walking Man Comics, doing Grant Wood Crossing Paths with George Orwell. James Easterly, who's working on a large-scale biographical graphic novel called Miyazaki and Mobius, and so he did a piece with those two, and he's got some really cool characters in the background. J.M. Hunter, trying to figure out Hot Dog Americana. Brian Canini did a strip. He did a strip with 1 page, and this is a small book. This is like 4.5 by 6, and he did a strip. That's fantastic. Junior Vigorito, using the American Gothic idea to talk about the challenges of being creative. Richard Chappell, remember Doug Chappell, the Action Geek guy? Richard Chappell tossed in one that I think is really wild. Yes or No Zines, doing the protest in Minneapolis. Carl Lucas, having fun with his different characters. I love the background here. Rather than trees, he's got little monsters back here. Hannah Jill Johnston, Green and Wiggly, she loves her frogs. Steve Willis, basically doing a Morty comic out of American Gothic, and it's wonderful. Joseph Morris, this is a really interesting one, kind of a reflection on where things are at these days and how he's getting by and his life that he's got as the American house is burning, and they're just having fun. Micah Leisenfeld, him and his wife, living in America these days. That's not a house in the background, that's a wall. And Phil Chapman. This was a real surprise. You put out requests when you do magazines like this, when you do anthologies, and you say, hey, do you want to contribute? You want to be a part of this? You expect no, and sometimes you get yes, and that's what blows your mind. Brandon Hicks was another one that I just was so thrilled to have get involved. But these guys are professional artists. They're professional cartoonists, and Phil does the System Error series, which is just fantastic. And he did his post-apocalyptic scene where the house is a little bit run down, the windows are broken, but the agricultural robots just keep plugging on. And then I wrapped it up with a bit of an interesting collage. I took out the lady and the man. I put in Dolly Parton and Chuck Norris, took out the trees behind them. I put in a bunch of bald guys, took out the house, put in some lingerie. And where did all this come from? An issue of the National Enquirer and the National Examiner. And then I threw in all of this kind of crazy material to try to show how nuts our society is right now. And then some material here about FANzine Live and the different projects coming up and that are out right now, especially with Phoenix Masters. Notice Matt Levin and I are working on doing a Phoenix Masters project with some of his work. We've got an aspirational goal of 2026 that it's going to come out. There you go. Strange Times number 7. This is a neat book. It is one that you can spend time looking at and thinking about, and you can ponder each and every single one of these individual images, but then you can kind of take it as a whole, and it does make that mosaic that I was hoping for. It's on sale right now. It's at Amazon, print on demand. You can order it anywhere in the world. In fact, when I put in the orders for this, it ends up that the fastest printers are in London, England. And so as I do this, everybody in London who was on my mailing list has already got their copies. People in the US are going to be getting it this coming week. And then me with all of my big bulk, they call them author copies. This is going to be arriving actually while I'm out traveling again. Thank you to everybody who took part in this. This together became an amazing project with so many creative minds, and I'm just so thrilled to be able to share it with you, but also it was a personal project. I wanted to see how it would look, and came out great. Leave a comment. Were you part of this project? Talk about some of the challenges that maybe you had in making this little piece of artwork get the message across that you wanted to. I'm thrilled that you were part of this, and I'm thrilled that you, the viewer, were taking the time to take a look at this. I hope you get a chance to pick this up online. It's at Amazon, as I said, and you also can leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to FANzine Live, because we're doing some neat things here, even over a crazy summer. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been FANzine Live, the Phoenix Spotlight, Strange Times number 7. I will catch you next time.